with Peterson Publication came to me and said, Ford has a new small block V8, and you might put something together with them. And I also knew that AC had lost their deal with Bristol Engine. So I called AC and asked them if they were interested in building a couple of chassis. And I ran into Dave Evans from Ford, who was out here on the mobile economy run, and he took me back to Don Fry, and Don Fry took me to Lee Iacocca, and I told him if they give me $25,000, I'd build a couple of prototypes that'd blow the Corvette off in the weeds. Iacocca looked at me kind of funny, but I got the $25,000. I put the first car together, and I told him that I needed some help management-wise, that I knew what I wanted to build, but I needed infrastructure, and they gave me a guy named Ray Geddes, who was a lawyer and a CPA, and we took over Reventlo's facility, and thank God for Bob Tasker and a bunch of other people at Ford. They helped me get off the ground.
Welcome to CP 101, and this is just a really short update on the Mustang, the 67 Shelby, for the James Morris appreciation. We've got the interior all done, and this is what it looks like. Don't have too much left to do on the car itself. We got the bulk of it all done. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. The safety bar, or roll bar, is it's done with the Testors metalizer, stainless. Was it stainless or aluminum? I think I used stainless on the roll bar. And that's Vallejo aluminum on the dashboard. The only thing I screwed up is I forgot about the insets on the door that were aluminum finished. Mine are black. I screwed that up, and I mean, I guess I could tear it apart and paint them, but I really don't want to tear it apart. We've got, so I'm just going to leave it. I don't know. I kind of like the black look anyway, but we got that all done. I was going to go with a wood grain steering wheel, but I decided to leave it black, and probably should have, since I went with a wood grain shifter knob. I still can go back in there and change it over to wood grain if I want to. But anyway, that is the chassis interior. We've got the power brake booster put together. I just have to paint it and put it on the firewall, which is we've already mounted in the car. Now this kit, you're supposed to put the firewall on the frame. I didn't like that idea. I'd rather mount the firewall in the body and then slide everything up into the body. So I left it. I did mine a little differently. But that's that. The body, I'm just letting it cure because I have to do some more taping, and our weather has been really muggy, so I want to make sure that the paint is good and cured. Don't want any paint to lift off, but we got the stripes put on the car. I was going to use decals, but I figure, you know, you're not going to get the decals to lay down over the front and rear fascia like it should. The only way to really have that done is to actually paint them on, so these stripes are painted on. I got some touch-up to do. That's why I'm letting it sit for a few days. I don't want to put any tape on this because it's been cleared. I cleared it after I striped it, and I'm going to go back and touch up where I need to touch up using my we'll use the rattle can. What I usually do is I'll take this rattle can, I'll spray it into a container, basically kind of sort of like decanting the paint, and then I'll mask off where I need to touch up, and then use my micro brushes to touch up the paint. and then I'll just touch up with Future over that, so it blends all in there. But yeah, we need to do some touch-ups on the stripes. I used normally I use my washi tape. I don't have any issues. I didn't use washi tape on this because of the fascias front and back. I used the testers, I have real thin testers tape, pinstriping tape, and it didn't do too good of a job, to be honest with you. That's why I have to go back and do some touch-up. If I would probably be able to use washi tape on the whole thing, I probably wouldn't have any touch-ups, but I'm going to have to do some touching up on those stripes. But overall, they came out pretty good. I mean, Tester's tape didn't do too bad of a job. It did a decent job for, inexpensive masking tape. The white, that's just plain old craft acrylic. It's actually a Tester's white. It's this right here, and that I used, and I just masked it all off. Shot it with my airbrush. I backed my airbrush way down to like 12 pounds. Normally I shoot at 27, but this time I shot that at 12 because we don't want to have any of the airbrush push the paint up under the tape to make our bleed through even worse. So I backed it way down to 12 and just kept lightly applying coats until I got the white stripe, nice deep white. Not I didn't want any red to show through it. This is a pretty intense red, so we had to make sure that we didn't get a pink stripe. So anyway, that's how the body's looking. I'm going to leave it set for another couple days, and then I'll start masking it. I think it should be okay. I think it should be dry enough, cured enough. I'm barely smelling just a little bit of the paint, so we're almost there. But that's the body with the stripe on it. We'll just touch up some areas, and then we can actually put the glass in it, paint the headliner and stuff, and then put the body finally on the frame and continue on with the build of the Mustang. So there's no time limit on this, so I'm not rushing this Mustang. I'm not going to do a crap job trying to rush it all. So we got plenty of other projects to keep me busy while I wait for this to cure up. So I'm not too worried about trying to rush this to get it off the bench. Alright guys, that's it for our update on the 67 Shelby. Pretty spiffy looking, and I think it'll be alright when it's all said and done. Get those bad spots touched up, and I think we'll be home free. So, alright guys, take care. We'll see you in the next update on the Shelby.